Hello everyone, welcome to Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services. This is a special video on Fortnight Current Affair, also known as FCA, where I'll be covering 10 most important news for the entire fortnight. This is Fortnight 2 for the month of September. Every month there's two fortnight. The first fortnight is being released on second Sunday, and the second fortnight is released on fourth Sunday. The coverage of this initiative includes three important components, that is from the Hindu, Indian Express, and the PIB. So without any further delay, let's get started. So these are the list of the topic for the 10 important news that were relevant for the entire fortnight. Even you can pause this video and you can check out the topics. We'll be discussing each and every topic one by one. And before I proceed the session, those of you who are new to our channel, do not forget to subscribe Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services on YouTube. If you like this video, if you find this video informative and helpful, do not forget to press a like. So starting with the first news of the day, that is Center launches national list of essential medicine. We'll see the detail of the essential medicine that has been added in 2022 list. So the Union Ministry for Health and Family Welfare has recently launched the national list of essential medicine. This is NLEM 2022. And this medicine list is in the vision of basically जो Prime Minister के vision है, सबको दवाई सस्ती दवाई. That means medicine for all, also at the affordable cost. In line of that, this policy has been envisaged and released. So talking about the release of this NLEM, कब कभी release हुई थी इससे पहले? This was released in 1996 earlier. उसके अलावा 2003, 2011 and 2015. 2015 के बाद now, this is 2022, when the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare has released the national list of essential medicine. This is important for the prelims examination. You must know how these policies work and what are the medicine that has been included and excluded from the NLE. Now, before we get into the details, you need to understand what is the aim of this national list of essential medicine. It plays an important role in ensuring the accessibility and affordability of the quality medicines at the healthcare centers. Right? Those people जहाँ पे out of pocket expension की अगर बात करें इंडिया में, we have no out of pocket expenses is high. We'll come into that. So it will give a boost to the cost effective quality medicines, and it will work in reduction of the out of pocket expenses on the healthcare of the citizen. During the COVID-19 also, we have seen some of the injections that were costing almost close to ₹1,00,000 or ₹2,00,000. So that has directly impacted the individual, and it was supposed to be the part of out of pocket expenses, and lot many people have even lost their livelihood. तो कई बार जो medical expenses हैं वो काफ़ी ज़्यादा high हो जाती है. So the government wanted to regulate the prices and to ensure that these are the essential medicine which should be available, which must be available at the affordable cost. Now, additional drug list की अगर बात करें, as many as 384 drugs has been included in the list, with 34 drugs has been added and 26 previous drugs has been dropped from the list. So जो inclusion हुई वो 34 drugs की हुई है, and the excluded part is minus 26 drugs. Now, ivermectin and bupirovir has been added, and the ranitidine and sulfaret has been dropped from the list. The Union Health Ministry has added that the essential medicine are those medicine that has a priority on healthcare needs based on their efficacy, safety, quality, and the total treatment of the cost of the particular disease or the medicine. It ensures that this particular medicine is available at the affordable cost to the citizen of this country. Now, purpose of NLEM की अगर बात करें, the main purpose of National List for Essential Medicine is to promote the rational use of medicine, considering three important aspects. जो पहली सबसे important aspects है, that is the cost. Second is with regards to safety, and third is about the efficacy. So these three parameters are taken into consideration and before any list of the medicine that is added into NLE. It helps to optimize the utilization of healthcare resources. Drug procurement policies में मदद करती है. Health insurance improving the prescription basically habits जो है. Medical education and training of undergraduate and postgraduate student of the medical. Drafting pharmaceutical policies, and in NLEM the medical are categorized on 3 level. अगर बात करें इंडिया में healthcare system की, तो 3 important system है जिसमें इंडिया काम करती है healthcare के system में. That is primary healthcare, that is secondary, and third is tertiary. So these 3 important sectors comprise the health sector system in India. Right? Now, India to hold G20 summit in 2023. So India is set to take over the presidency of G20 this year, basically in the November of this month from Indonesia. The name of the country is again important. कौन सी countries इंडिया ने presidentship ली है ये आपके लिए जानना काफ़ी ज़रूरी है. The country will hold the presidency from December 1st, 2022 till November 2022. So it's close to an year. The India will be part of this chairmanship. इंडिया की प्रेसिडेंटशिप में क्या क्या चीज़ें एक्सपेक्टेड है. इंडिया इज एक्सपेक्टेड टू होस्ट मोर देन 200 preparatory and other meetings. The exercise will be there in the suitable venues, या वो यूनियन टेरिटरीज हों जम्मू एंड कश्मीर की या फिर तमिलनाडु, हर जगह पे गवर्नमेंट वेन्यू डिसाइड करेंगे. Now after the basically presidency which was there in G20, the first Italy was there and Indonesia के बाद इंडिया अब इसे ओवरटेक करने वाली. The D20 summit at the level of the head is scheduled to be held on 9th and 10th of September 2023. And India will also invite International Solar Alliance, Coalition for Disaster Resilience Infrastructure, and Asian Development Bank as a guest organization. So this can be an important point from the examination purpose कि कौन कौन से ऐसे organization हैं जिनको भी invite किया जाएगा. G20 की priorities की अगर बात करें, first it include ongoing conversation to resolve inclusive, equitable and sustainable growth, life, that is the lifestyle for environment, women empowerment, digital public infrastructure, climate financing ये बहुत important aspects है, global food security, energy security, fight against economic crime and multilateral forum, and tech enabled development in the areas such as health, agriculture, education and tourism. So these are some of the priority areas for the G20 and India. स्पेसिफिकली इंडिया की अगर बात करें, इंडिया की प्रायोरिटी लिस्ट में ये सबसे हाईएस्ट ऑर्डर पे. सेंटर आज स्टेट्स टू इम्प्लीमेंट एडॉप्टेशन रूल. सो द मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ Women and Child Development has written letter to all the state government asking the immediate implementation of the revised rule of the adoption policies, जहाँ पे जो district magistrate होंगे they will be functioning as the authority instead of the court. तो जिस तरह से कोर्ट फंक्शंस करती है, अब उनके जगह पे जो डीएम होंगे, डिस्ट्रिक्ट मजिस्ट्रेट होंगे, इधर डिस्ट्रिक्ट मजिस्ट्रेट, डिस्ट्रिक्ट कलेक्टर, डेप्यूटी कलेक्टर, whatever you call, they will be the person who will be in charge and entrusted with the power. The central government has recently introduced amendment जहाँ पे juvenile justice के care and protection amendment, child protections जो है उसमें amendment की गई और डिस्ट्रिक्ट मजिस्ट्रेट के साथ साथ जो ADM है उनको ऑथराइज किया गया है to take the decision, right? So district magistrate and these people will be authorized to take that decision. District magistrate and the additional district magistrate. Now, according to the cases pending before the court, जो district magistrate जितने भी court में cases pending है, they will be now transferred to the district magistrate, and accordingly the coordination will be there between the additional district magistrate and the district magistrate to adjudicate the matter pertaining to the adoption policies. Now, Juvenile Justice Care Protection Amendment Bill की अगर बात करें, this was passed by Parliament in 2021 और कुछ amendment की गई है जहाँ पे district magistrate को authorize किया गया है under section 6(1) of the JJ Act to strike down the word court from this. So court word को replace कर दिया गया है उस particular amendment में. Now, this was done in order to ensure the speedy disposal of the case because court में भी कई ऐसे cases हैं जो pending है and it unnecessarily take the time of the court to decide upon these policies. So now the government feels like district magistrate will be the one who will be authorized to decide upon to take the decisions. Now moving to the other news, basically other part, that is the concern raised over the jurisdiction of DM. तो DMs को जिस तरह से पावर दी गई है उसको लेकर के काफ़ी ज़्यादा कंसर्न रेज की गए स्टेक होल्डर्स की तरफ से. उनका कहना है कि जो jurisdictions हुई हैं in the civil matters such as inherited succession is caused where the court is already passed in September 1st and they will be shortly having several months of the proceeding. तो ऑलरेडी कोर्ट में भी काफ़ी ज़्यादा लेंथ और ब्रेथ में उन्होंने अपनी प्रोसीडिंग को देखा है. तो क्या डिस्ट्रिक्ट मजिस्ट्रेट के आने के साथ भी उनकी जो कार्यवाही है, प्रोसीजर्स will have to start from the scratch. It will unnecessarily take the time, and the Ministry of Women and Child Development has wrote to the chief secretaries, दो यूनियन टेरिटरीज में हो या फिर स्टेट में, to adopt all the pending matters from the court to the district magistrate from the date of commencement of this rule. तो जिस समय से गवर्नमेंट ने ये रूल लगाई है उसी समय से सारे केसेस जो कोर्ट में पेंडिंग है, now all these cases will be transferred to the district magistrate. Moving to the other news, that is USTR meeting to discuss WTO dispute settlement reform. We'll see the detail what has been discussed in this meeting, and precisely we'll look into the important aspect that what is there. So the US trade representative had conveyed the meeting of the trade minister of the G20 in Bali, September 21, to discuss the WTO dispute settlement reform, and the meeting was attended by India's Commerce Minister. And basically, they will be looking into very important aspects. Geneva-based 164 members multilateral body that deals with the global export and import related norms. Besides it, it adjudicate the dispute between member countries. Ways of settlement की बात की गई है. There are two important ways. First is to find a mutual agreement solutions, particularly during the phase of bilateral consultation, and second is adjudicating, which include the panel with not satisfied challenging the rule to the appellate body. Appellate body status की अगर बात करें, even there is a vacancy which is still pending, एक एपिक्स बॉडी है एजुकेशन को लेकर के, बट अगर बात करें क्राइसिस की, मैन पावर क्राइसिस है इवन फॉर द हायर अपॉइंटमेंट दैट हैज नॉट बीन मेड. And according to the trade expert, it said that US is weakening the two-tier system of the dispute settlement. Now, during the developing countries has also said that a strong view is required because two-tier system of the WTO need to be replaced and reformed. G20 की अगर बात करें, intergovernmental forum है, which is basically looking into the developed and developing economies. Collectively, it basically has 85% of the global GDP, 75% of international trade, and 2/3 of the world population come from this region. India is currently the part of G20 trachea, that is current, previous, and incoming G20 presidencies, that is there in Indonesia, Italy, and India. The curb on India's rice export, we'll see the detail how the government has taken a decision in this regard. So the union government has recently announced a ban of the broken rice, and they have also imposed 20% of the duty on the non-basmati rice concerned over the low productions. Right? अगर बात करें export की, it's mainly being sent to China, Senegal, Vietnam, Djibouti, and Indonesia. And India has about 21.31 lakh ton of the broken rice in the past 5 months. Restrictions की अगर बात करें, there are 4 categories of rice. तो जो पहली categories हैं, the one of them curbs are only few, that is the raw, white and broken rice. ये दो categories of rice है जो कि prohibited हैं export के लिए, और जिनमें export allow की गई है, that is basmati rice and the parboiled rice is still allowed to free. Right? They'll be freely allowed to export. Now in India, for March 21-22, it was there. The shipment has reached to 21.21 million ton. The value of this was $9.66 billion. Now, rationale behind the decision, गवर्नमेंट ने कहा है कि जिस तरह से प्रोडक्शंस कम हुई है, कुछ स्पेसिफिक रेन डेफिसिट, मानसून डेफिसिट हुई है कुछ एरियाज में, उत्तर प्रदेश, बिहार, झारखंड, वेस्ट बंगाल एंड द गेंजेटिक रीजन ऑफ द वेस्ट बंगाल. सो स्टॉक इज लेस. Public wheat stock की अगर बात करें, this is 26.65 metric ton, and government is worried about the depletions that in the event of the subpar kharif harvest, it is expected that the overall production will be on the lesser side. Where does India's export rice? अगर बात करें, 75% of the basmati rice last year was sent to Iran, कुछ अरेबियन कंट्रीज के पास, उसके अलावा यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स, यूके, कनाडा और ऑस्ट्रेलिया पे गई थी. नॉन बासमती में अगर बात करें, अफ्रीकन कंट्रीज हैं. दीज आर द लिस्ट ऑफ द कंट्री. यू कैन इवन पॉज एंड चेक इट आउट. मच ऑफ द एक्सपोर्ट फ्रॉम अफ्रीका एंड बांग्लादेश कंसिस्ट ऑफ parboiled rice, while China import were paid off. BDS course to be revamped with a semester-based system. This is a decision that was taken by the government, and this will definitely revamp the overall bachelor degree in the dental sciences. So the Dental Council of India has decided to overhaul the BDS courses with a semester curriculum, जहाँ पे 74 ईयर के बाद इस तरह के चेंजेस किए गए हैं करिकुलम में, एंड विच इज रिवैम्पिंग द एंटायर करिकुलम ऑफ द BDS कॉलेजेस. एम क्या है? दैट द डेंटल काउंसिल ऑफ इंडिया एम्स टू ब्रिंग डाउन द अंडर ग्रेजुएट कोर्सेज अ par with the global standard, to meet the global standard and to ensure that the quality that is being imparted to our graduates should be there at the level, right? And it will make it more job oriented. At present, BDS is a 5-year course. Present में ये 5 years की course है that comprises 4 year of academic and 1 + 1 year of internship, right? तो 1 year की internship होती है और 4 year के proper courses है. Now post credit based curriculum होगी, will be 5.5 year courses will be there, right? 1 year की पूरी rotational internship दी जाएगी. After from this, the semester system where the student will have to pick 50 to 60 elective subjects, which include Ayurveda, homeopathy, Unani, Siddha, medicine industry, yoga, साइंस डेटा, खास करके डेंटल साइंसेज, इम्पैथोलॉजी, लेजर, स्पोर्ट्स डेंटिस्ट्री, 3D orthodontics, and other will be there the part of the elective subject. So accordingly the student can have the combination of the subject, and students should complete at least 9 elective across the different categories for the graduation, right? And this elective shall carry 2 credit. So we're not getting into the detail of that because that essentially is not required. आपको ये पता होना चाहिए कि क्रेडिट बेस्ड सिस्टम है जहाँ पे 9 electives उनको सेलेक्ट करना मैंडेटरी होगा. Now ensuring the global standard, as I've discussed, तो पहली जो सबसे बड़ी इंपॉर्टेंट है इस पर्टिकुलर चेंजेस की, that we will be meeting the global standard as part of the other countries, improving the quality of the dental across the nation, educating scientists about the ethical problems also, right? The proposed curriculum, which would be brought in early next year, apart from the mandatory 9 electives, university can create additional elective categories for the students. So this is how it will be, the execution process will be complete. Now, states may have Niti Ayog like bodies. We'll see the detail. With the national vision of inclusive development, नीति आयोग जो कि थिंक टैंक है सेंट्रल लेवल पे, बात की गई है कि जिस तर्ज पे नीति आयोग है सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट में, उसी तरह से स्टेट के लिए भी स्टेट नीति आयोग की जरूरत पड़ेगी. दिस विल इंश्योर फास्टर इंक्लूसिव एंड इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ of our country with a vision to become developed nation by 2047. Significance क्या है इस मूव के? Basically is to recognize the sectors like defense, railway and highway and how the potential can be there. एजुकेशन, स्किलिंग और हेल्थ पे भी काफ़ी काम करने की ज़रूरत है. तो जो नीति आयोग ने कहा है कि ये क्रिटिकल है इस टाइम पे कि हमें ईज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस को इम्प्रूव करना है, लैंड रिफॉर्म, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेवलपमेंट, क्रेडिट फ्लो, अर्बनाइजेशन एंड सस्टेन इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ वुड बी देयर फॉर विच suggestions from the expert is essentially required. So विजन 2047 की अगर बात करें, प्राइम मिनिस्टर ने अपने स्पीच में, इंडिपेंडेंस डे के स्पीच में कहा था कि इंडिया शुड बी अ डेवलप्ड कंट्री बाय 2047 एंड नीति आयोग हैज ऑलरेडी इनिशिएटेड अ सपोर्ट मिशन इन दिस रिगार्ड, अ थिंक टैंक जहाँ पे कुछ एक्सपर्ट IIM और IIT से लिए जाएंगे ताकि एक पॉजिटिव वाइब्स क्रिएट की जा सके रिस्पॉन्स सिस्टम में. एंड इनिशियली 8 और 10 स्टेट्स सेलेक्ट किए गए हैं विच इंक्लूड कर्नाटका, उत्तर प्रदेश, मध्य प्रदेश, असम, और महाराष्ट्र, उड़ीसा एंड आंध्र प्रदेश एंड गुजरात will start their work soon in formulation of the state think tank in parallel with the नीति आयोग. रोड मैप फॉर द स्टेट इंस्टीट्यूशनल फॉर ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन, जो स्टेट में होंगे उसे SIT बोला जाएगा, एंड दिस विल बी समथिंग दैट विल बी वर्किंग क्लोज इन कोऑर्डिनेशन विद द नीति आयोग. दे विल इनकरेज द वर्क बेस्ड ऑन देयर ओरिएंटेशंस. SIT will have a blueprint जहाँ पे वो गाइड करेंगे फॉर्मुलेशंस में. Even it will monitor and evaluate the government programs and policies and suggest better technology for the deliveries. Now, India and Egypt to boost the defense cooperations. Defense Minister of India on a 2-day trip has basically visited India, and basically the visit to trip will boost the defense cooperations between India and Egypt. So, जो defense minister है, he's on a visit to Egypt. So India and Egypt has agreed to develop military cooperations and focus on the job training, defense co-productions, maintenance and equipment. The year 2022 is of particular significance as it marks 75 years of diplomatic relationship between India and Egypt. Defense cooperations की अगर बात करें, memorandum of understanding साइन की गई है between India and Iran to ensure some of the important aspects of the defense cooperations, right? And bilateral trade has expanded significantly between the two countries. Egypt has expressed interest in acquiring the military platform. Among the other things, Egypt government is considering the indigenous light compact aircraft that will be required by the country, right? India ने श्रीलंका और बांग्लादेश जैसे कंट्री को भी इस तरह के लाइट हेलीकॉप्टर्स देने की प्रॉमिस की. The fight against terrorism, the Defense Minister of India has expressed and appreciated the firm on taking the stand on fight against terrorism. Egypt President has emphasized the need for the execution of this part so that best practices on the counter-terrorism should be there. Investment destinations की अगर बात करें, Egypt is one of the largest destination in India. For India, basically, investment is around $3.15 billion. Indian companies execute several projects in Egypt. Moreover, it boosted the defense cooperations between the Indian Air Force and tactical leadership program that is going between Indian Air Force and Egyptian Air Force. Other news, that is National Conference of State Tourism Minister. See the detail of this as well. Recently, a 3-day National Conference of State Tourism Minister began in Dharamshala, and the National Tourism Conference saw the participations from the Tourism Ministry governing the administrations, right? The Union Minister of Tourism has urged the state government to adopt the policies to ensure that the tourism sector is working aligned with all other sector. And the ministry said that it must organize the conference on state with different department and stakeholders to improve the tourism in our country. Now, धर्मशाला डिक्लेरेशंस की अगर बात करें, यहाँ पे कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट डिसीजन लिए गए हैं, and this is known as धर्मशाला declaration. At the end of this conference, there's a long-term and short-term goal which was decided. धर्मशाला declaration called for sustained and responsible tourism. According to the declaration, India planned its positions to be there in G20 membership. की अगर जिस तरह बात करें, इंडिया को हेड करनी है, लीड करनी है, तो वहाँ पे टूरिज्म को भी प्रमोट करने की जरूरत है, बिकॉज मेनी पीपल डिग्नेटरीज विल बी कमिंग टू इंडिया and this is a right opportunity to flourish tourism, right? So the center is planning to have a necessary intervention in terms of visa removal, visa reform की अगर बात करें, जो खास करके रेड टेपिज्म है उसको रिमूव करने की जरूरत है, ईज ऑफ ट्रैवल बनाने की जरूरत है, ट्रैवल फ्रेंडली इमिग्रेशन पॉलिसीज हों, इंटरनेशनल ट्रैवल एंड मेजर टॉपिक्स दैट वर ऑल्सो डेलिब्रेटेड ड्यूरिंग द मीटिंग. सो इट कैन बी एन इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन फॉर द प्रीलिम्स कि क्या क्या चीज़ें हैं जो गवर्नमेंट ने धर्मशाला डिक्लेरेशन में की है, या धर्मशाला डिक्लेरेशन किस चीज से रिलेटेड आपसे पूछे जा सकते. नाउ रोड मैप फॉर द टूरिज्म सेक्टर. द tourism sector has drafted a strategy like by 2024 they will be looking 2047 they will be looking into the aspect $150 billion to the GDP by 2024. These are the target, and India is estimated to have a 7 to 9% of compounded growth. This is what the target was set, and India is expected to achieve 2030 of the goal. And Niti Aayog CEO Sepra said that India would be creating an infrastructure that would create us visitors to provide an opportunity where all the circuits and things that is there for the tourism would be equally promoted. Now, PLI scheme for the solar unit manufacturers. The Union Cabinet has recently cleared a 19,500 crore incentive linked scheme for the solar modules. और ये एक ऐसे मॉड्यूल्स हैं, खास करके पीएलआई स्कीम की अगर बात करें, जो सोलर मॉड्यूल्स को काफ़ी ज़्यादा हेल्प करेंगे, जो चाइना में हमारी डिपेंडेंसी है उसको कम करेगी. द गवर्नमेंट हैज अर्लियर आल्सो प्रोवाइडेड 4,500 crore rupees, बट दिस टाइम द बिग नंबर. Now, as per the new renewable energy estimate, 65,000 megawatt is something that will be produced in a longer run. PLI अगर plan executions की अगर बात करें, so there will be VIDA, and basically some of the segment like polysilicon, ignoite, wafers, panels, assemblings will be the part of it, and PLI will be distributed in the firm. The basically manufacturers की अगर बात करें, manufacturing unit money dispersed will be there for the 5 years. So the total amount that will be allocated for each and every entity with duration with the 5 years. The bulk of the allocations, nearly 12,000 crore, to incentivize the setting of the integrated manufacturing units, and the manufacturing polysilicon and wafers will be also the part of the solar panels. India's commitment अगर बात करें, India is committed to the part of the climate change, जहाँ पे COP26 और PCC जो Paris climate change है उसके agreements already हैं. So 5,000 megawatt electricity, 5 lakh megawatt electricity की बात की गई with the non-fossil fuels by 2030, and 2,80,000 to 3 lakh megawatt of the solar electricity alone. This was a target that was set by India, and in the longer run, by 2030, India will definitely try to achieve this target. So this was all about for the Fortnight current affairs. We have a lot more other initiatives for you, like daily news and editorial analysis, which is being covered from the Hindu and Indian Express. IASGYAN के मैगजीन आप हमारे वेबसाइट से डाउनलोड कर सकते हैं. FCA, PIB, MPR योजना के जिस्ट जो हैं वो बहुत ही जल्द रिलीज होने वाले हैं. So all this initiative will help you to sail through the journey of civil services. If you have any other concern, do let me know. I'll be more than happy to assist you. For time being, I'm signing off. Thank you so much for watching this video. I should fuck her in the Benz.